Washington State is the tip of the spear. I'm based in Skagit County, so I'm wearing several hats. I work for Amy's, but we're working on the national level, here in the state organizing level for 522, and here regionally, locally with the 4 or 5 county area, trying to work on our get out the vote, make sure everyone's aware of this issue, encouraging our neighbors, vote early and often. And I'm looking forward to discuss with you some of your questions and concerns about the campaign, what's going on. We have 27 days left to make history, and Washington State is the tip of the spear. The nation is watching what happens here, and there's a lot to talk about as to why $17 million is pouring into the state to try to defeat this.
What our team works on all day long is basically helping to fulfill our mission, which is to build and protect a non-GMO food supply and to provide consumers an informed choice.
We're rapidly losing our varieties around the country. You cannot buy organic corn without having it be tested and be sure that it's not been contaminated by the neighboring cornfield. Related issue that's very important is the cost of the testing. As a small producer, it is far outside of my affordability to actually be able to test my seed after I grow it before I hand it to the customer and make sure that it hasn't been contaminated. The best solution for that is to not have the potential for contamination.
Okay, so the question as I'm hearing it is, are those products that are labeled non-GMO verified truly 100% non-GMO, or do they contain GMOs?
So that's a great question. And actually, you'll notice on our verification mark, we don't say GMO free. And the reality is, and I think Krista did a great job of kind of helping encapsulate this, is GMOs are so prevalent right now that essentially, first of all, it wouldn't be a legally defensible term. Of course, the complete absence of GMOs is always the goal. We do have a threshold, a 0.9% threshold, which is in alignment with the European Union standard.
And to follow up on that, as a food manufacturer, the burden is placed on us to try to verify to you, the consumer, the purity of these foods, because that's your expectation. The goal of 522 is to kind of turn that on its head. That those of us who are trying to do the right thing go to extraordinary expense and effort to try to create the products that you're looking for in the marketplace. However, the GMO foods that are prolific throughout the food system go unlabeled, which doesn't allow, again, consumer choice, but it also would allow you to make an informed decision that would have huge impact and ripple effects back through the entire food chain and supply chain of food manufacturing to get to a place where fewer farmers are farming with GMOs because consumer demand is there. This is going to be a long, hard slog to change the entire food system. With 522 and the other state there's 26 other states involved in this effort trying to create more transparency in the food system, is ultimately to create change in how we grow our food. The first step is allowing consumers to even know this is happening so that they can make an informed choice at the retail level, at which point manufacturers will start to make changes in their purchasing practices, which will push all the way back through to the farm level.
Why not label meat and you'll label a soup? Or why would you label a frozen pizza and not a delivered pizza? And so talk a bit about the exceptions.
There's several reasons across the board why that is the case. One that I would hold up is that when you have an initiative, it has to be about one change, okay? You cannot have an initiative that has more than one change going on at a time. So for labeling, and so within the law of Washington State, the requirements for processed retail foods are very different than food service. They are entirely different categories of food, all right? So we're focused on 522 on processed foods that you find in a retail setting. If we were to try to extend that out over a whole new category where it doesn't apply, we would be challenged in court, and the whole thing would go down in defeat because it's trying to change both a retail regulation as well as extend out into a brand new area where those types of requirements have never happened before. we're all bothered that perhaps GMO feeds are being used. Feedstocks are exempted too, right? But when you buy a package of chicken, it doesn't say contains alfalfa, corn, and soy. It says contains chicken. The feed that you feed an animal is technically not an ingredient. Okay? So what's being held up by the no side is again a lot of noise, a lot of distraction, trying to set up a straw man that's not really a problem, but to inflate it into something and exaggerate it more greater than it is. All right? So there's certain parameters that were set up, like this is what the law is going to be about, and this is what we think we can pass. This is what we've looked at carefully, what went wrong in California with Prop 37, what's congruent with other countries and how they've pioneered GMO labeling, and follow those rules. So there are specific reasons why there are exemptions.
Yeah, so I see some people looking for what's being said. What's being said is this initiative could pass and Monsanto can then sue the state of Washington. And Steve is saying that's going to happen. If we pass this initiative, they will then sue the state to try and get us to drop the labeling requirement.
We've anticipated that.
Yeah,
that probably
and that part of it was, and that's where we get to the exemptions part, is writing an initiative that's crystal clear in what the intention is, as opposed to getting it muddied up so that it has flaws that can be dropped. Right now it's very clear.
Because the truth is, we're never going to be able to match Monsanto or Geiger or Syngenta or Bayer, any of these companies dollar for dollar. But what we do have is we have voice. And the truth is that they're never going to be able to match us in our voice and our impact. So, go out tonight, reach out to your community, ask people to donate money. Money is important in this because ultimately, I don't have a TV, but what I hear from everybody is like every other ad is a known I-522 ad. Those glossies came in people's mailboxes. Interestingly, I didn't get one, but I don't know why. But they came in people's mailboxes. Those things cost a lot of money. There's a new ad that just came out today from I-522. It's awesome. It's a really good ad. Go and put it on your Facebook page, tweet it, send it to your family. My daughter actually totally pushed by me, which is really surprising, put something out on Facebook to her friends saying, hey, tell your parents, any way that you had to get out there and spread the word, that's the impact that we're going to have. So please take action. It's going to make all of the difference.
If you haven't, please go there. It's very easy to donate. It's very easy to participate. We have a very sophisticated get out the vote voter phone banking system. People from all over the U.S. are participating.
You can phone bank from home.
You can phone bank from home in your pajamas. It's very easy to do. So this is how we're going to beat them, because we're reaching out to voters directly. We have a great message. We can walk you through it. If you contribute $5, $10, any amount is significant. And again, you can download information. You can get information to share with your neighbors. But join in the effort. We have 27 days before November 5th, even sooner before the ballots go out. We're going to get these in the mail here in the second week of October, and people start voting, soon after that. So please reach out, speak to your friends and neighbors, your family, and we're going to win this thing. That's why they're pouring so much money in. The polling is showing their negative ads are not working. There's some erosion, but they're not working like they did in California. We have a lot of things going for us here in Washington State, issues they didn't have about salmon, apples, wheat, things that are iconic to the state of Washington. Plus, I don't think we like being pushed around by the moneyed interests. This idea that corporate speech, Citizens United, does not resonate well here in Washington State. And we are living right here in our own backyards that power of corporations trying to corrupt the political system. And even if you don't know much about GMOs, that in itself might be a reason just to stand up and want to push back against this. There's something going on here on the no side. Why they want to they spent 17 before this is over, they'll probably spend 25 million. Unprecedented amounts here in the state of Washington. Why? Because they can't afford an example to be set nationwide that'll be like a domino effect for these other 25 states to get GMO labeling. They are fearful of that, and they are doing everything in their power to stop it. And we in Washington can be on the front lines of making this change happen. So please reach out.
I just wanted to say, you have the power in your wallet to vote with your dollar. you can choose 3 or 4 or 5 times a day the food that you eat and you put in your bodies.
All right, this is rolling. I think we're rolling. Okay. Hi guys, this is Terrence from Barley's Organic Oils, and I'm here with Courtney from the Non-GMO project, and Gurdeep.
Yep.
Gurdeep from Nature's Path, and I was here tonight watching a movie called GMO OMG. Right?
Yeah,
got
that's
this
it.
time?
That's the
Okay. Great documentary about non-GMO, or excuse me, about GMOs in general. And they were here. I got a nice video before this one, recording a panel session that they did, educating our local community here in Bellingham, Washington, on what GMOs are, what this initiative I-522 is all about, and why you should vote yes to label GMOs in the great state of Washington. So thank you, ladies. Great to meet you, and thanks for taking the time to do this little interview.
We support your right to know.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Yes, and buy organic.